And so it was another pleasant day of hiking. It was through farm country, sheep, round bales of hay and black plastic, even the farm dog watching me as I walked along. It was there are orchards, cattle, and spectacular views, as this one of the Bay of Biscay. But at the moment, I was walking on a nice, easy piece of roadway. It was narrow but asphalt, and walking along when, as had happened before, a turn off the pavement onto the stretch of path, the stretch of the way that goes up the hill into something darker, perhaps unknown, certainly a much more challenging walk with uneven footing and uphill, but a welcoming yellow arrow on a stone that looked to have been placed as a milestone and had been capped by other peregrinos over time, leaving their own little memento of their visit here by making a cairn or a multiple cairns. I was reminded, as I often am, that I don't walk very fast. My walking speed's, I don't know, 3 kilometers an hour, 2.5 miles an hour, something like that. When I was passed by two young women who were running the trail. This was, I think, the first time I was passed by runners, but it certainly was not the last. And then there are more spectacular views. The Bay of Biscay out there in the distance, up here on a hill, complete with a little cartoon of a peregrino heading on his way to Santiago. You can't see it too well in this picture because it's too far away, but it was certainly an entertaining thing. I was reminded later that my Spanish isn't all that good. I interpreted this sign somehow as implying that I had reached the maximum height of this particular part of the hike, when that was nowhere near the truth. It says, I can't ask for anything more. The sky above me and the Camino beneath my feet has nothing to do with being at the high spot. And I was a little uh, intimidated by a sign that told me that Santiago was only 787 kilometers away. That's 490 miles, roughly speaking. But at least with the yellow arrow, I knew the direction that I was going. And notice on the signpost here, if you're walking, you go this way, but if you're riding your bike on the Camino, you go the other direction. Bikers, los biciclistas, not my favorite. Is this an old Roman road? Certainly it's paved going uphill with large flat stones. I interpreted it as an old Roman road, but I don't know that. And could it be another old Roman road going downhill? This was steep enough and eroded enough that the pavement was uh, difficult at best. And I was partway down it and feeling more than a little bit tired of the footing when I took this particular selfie. But the overall feeling of the day was one of just a pleasant day. Beautiful sunshine, nice weather, a good strenuous but not intimidating walk. And when I got to the bottom of that hillside, that Roman road, I found another of the many farm things that exist along the way. In this particular case, it's not wheat or barley or corn or tomatoes. It's grapes. It's another vineyard, a vineyard producing, I presume, grapes for wine. Wine is ubiquitous in this part of Spain. It's always good, it's always cheap, and it's always a pleasure. From here, I would head the rest of the way down the hill into Orio.